Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I am Robin from the United Kingdom and I am software engineer. Today we are going to talk about test-driven development. I am directing this video for fresh developers who want to learn test-driven development. And I will keep this video as short as I can. So let's talk about test-driven development means and test-driven development principles. Test-driven development, we have to write test first always. This allows us to find bug easily and fix it easily. Actually, test-driven development has three main steps. First one is red, which means write a failing test, and second one is green, which means write a production code to make test pass. Third one is refactor the code to improve code quality, structure, reusability, and maintainability. I'm going to sort a challenge out today with following test-driven development principles using JavaScript and its testing framework, Jest. So let's start. Firstly, we have to install Jest. For this, we need to type npm install and while Jest is installing, let's create our structure as well. I'm going to create two main folders. First one will be tests and second one will be src. So as you see, just installed. Let's write script as well. This will let us to run test easily. So let me explain you the challenge first. We need to write a program which displays number from 1 to 100. And then if a number is divisible by 3 but not 5 without reminder, the output of that number should be pi. And the third case is if a number is divisible by 5 but not 3 without reminder, the output of that number should be apple. And fourth case is if a number is divisible by both 3 and 5 without reminder, the output of number should be pineapple. And the fifth case is if a number is not divisible by 3 and 5 without reminder, the output should be number itself. So let's start. Firstly, I'm going to copy case 1 and I'm going to create my first file, test file, which is pineapple.spec.js. Let me put it first. Case. So for this, we need to write describe, which is just keyword, and then parentheses, and then we need to write our function name, the function we are testing actually, and then comma, our function without parameters. And then in here we need to write what we want to test or what we are waiting as a result. It should return an array which contains numbers from 1 to 100. comma arrow function, and we need to write our expectation in here. And the pineapple length should be 100. So describe it, expect to be, are all just keywords. Okay, we wrote our first test case, and let's run our test now. For this, we need to type npm tests. So as we expect, test failed because we haven't write our production code yet. And also we made a syntax error in here. Let me run test again. Okay. So in our src folder, we need to create a new file, which is pineapple.js. So I'm going to create an arrow function, which is pineapple equal to. In here, I need to firstly create an array. Const numbers equal to empty array. Now we need to push number from 1 to 100 inside our numbers array. I'm going to use for loop in here. For let number equal to, it's going to start from 1, and then number should be less or equal to 100, and number should increase by 1. Every time we are going to use push method and numbers. In the end, we need to export our function. For this, we need to type module exports equal to pineapple. And in here, we need to also return numbers. And I will console log my function. Okay, let's run test again. It's failed again because we haven't called our function inside the test file yet. For this, we need to create constant pineapple equal to require dot and then crc and then pineapple.js. Let's run this again. It should pass now. Okay, as you see, test passed and we completed second step of test-driven development, which is green, to make failed test pass. Let's look at the last step of test-driven development, now refactoring. So as you see, our function is working well, but it's not good enough for reusability. For example, if a user wants to change the numbers, we can't do that. We need to change the function or function. So to sort this issue, we can just pass two parameters, which is start number and number, So instead of starting from 1, we can start from start number less or equal to and number. And number can increase by 1 still. So this is the refactoring, and let's run test again. Test will not pass. I'm just going to put 1 to 100 in here. So we need to go to our spec file as well. 1 to 100. Okay, we can test it now. And it passed. Let's look at the console again from 1 to 100. Still same. So now we can move to test our challenge second case. Okay, if a number is divisible by 3 but not 5 without reminder, the output of that number should be pi. Let's write testing. It should return prime if number is divisible by 3 without reminder. And then comma arrow function again and expectation. Dot to contain we can also write expectation for not to contain as well. So for this, say 1 to 100 dot not dot to contain such as 3, 6, 12, and so on. Okay, let's run the tests again. Okay, failed as we expect. Let's step again. You can also look why it's failing. Have a look at here, and we see expected value pi, but we are not receiving any pi. We still receive 3, 6, 9, and so on. So let's fix this issue and make it test pass. Just in here, we can write an if block. If number is divisible by 3 without reminder, numbers dot push pi instead of the number. Okay. We are ready to run test now. Failed again, and let's see why failed. We are getting pi, but we are also getting 3, 6, 9, and so on. So we shouldn't get 3 and 3's multiples. To sort this, we can go to our phi again. We just need to write a statement in here and paste this in here. Let's run test again. And as you see, test passed. Now we are not receiving any 3 or 3's multiples. So let's look at refactoring now. I mean, we can do more refactoring in here, but I just want to wait a bit. And there, let's do some refactoring in our test file. So instead of writing pineapple 1 to 100 every time, we can just create a const again, pineapple with numbers is equal to pineapple from 1 to 100. And I can just replace pineapple with numbers, and I can do the same here as well. Okay, we are ready to run test again. Okay, test passed. We are still receiving pi and other numbers. So we are ready to go to third case of our challenge. If a number is divisible by 5 but not 3 without remainder, the output of that number should be apple. Okay. Same, we need to write another it block. It should return apple instead of number if number is divisible by 5 without remainder. Arrow function without parameters. And expectation. Pineapple with numbers dot to contain apple, and negative case expect pineapple with numbers dot not dot to contain five, 10, and so on. We are ready to run tests, which is the red step of test-driven development. Again, okay, test failed because we are not receiving any apple. Let's make it our test pass. We just need to write as if statement in here. Number is divisible by 5 without remainder. Numbers dot push method apple. Okay, let's run test again. Okay, this is the green step. We made our test pass, and now let's look at refactoring. And console log is 1, 2, and we are seeing pine instead of 3, 4, and apple instead of 5, and so on. So, as a refactoring, instead of writing number divisible by 3 or 5 or 3 and 5, we can just create a is multiple function. For this, firstly, we need to write our is multiple function test first. So describe this describe keyword is optional, by the way. You can do it out that as well. Is multiple but the reason I am using describe, it's more easy to understand what we are testing, which function we are testing. Arrow function again. Instead of the it keyword, we can use test as well. Let's try with test now. It should return true if value is divisible by divisor without reminder. Arrow function again, same syntax and expectation is multiple. For example, we can say 10 as a value and 2 as a divisor dot to be true. Okay, let's test it again. Okay, as you see, we failed. So now we need to create this multiple file in our src folder. I mean, we can do in here as well, but I just want to do in a separate file so it can be more clear and more understandable. New file is multiple dot gs. Just need to do const is multiple equal to arrow function with parameters value and divisor. Return value without reminder, and of course we need to do export. Module.exports equal to is multiple. Okay, let's test it again. It's going to fail because we haven't called it yet in our test file. As you see, let's import it. Const is multiple equal to require. Now we should pass. Oh, we are still not passing. Ah, syntax error. Let's go to fix this. Is multiple. As you see, it's quite easy to find bug as well. Reference error is multiple is not defined. So let's run it again. It should pass now. Oh no, expect y. We did same error in here as well. Npm test, and we passed. Is there any refactoring in this file? No, but we need to update our pineapple function. So for this, we can just call this multiple function in here as well. Import it, I mean. Const is multiple to require so now we don't need to write this. Instead of this, we can just do is multiple value will be our number and divisor will be 3, and we can do same here as well. Is multiple value will be number and divisor will be 5. So let's run the test again. It should work. Okay, all tests passed and we are getting correct output, and we did the last step, which is refactoring. So let's move to fourth test case. If a number is divisible by both 3 and 5 without remainder, the output of that number should be pineapple. Okay, another if block. It should return pineapple if number is divisible by both 3 and 5 without remainder, of course. Arrow function and expectation. Pineapple with numbers dot to contain pineapple, and we can write negative test case as well. Pineapple with numbers dot not dot to contain the first number which divisible by 3 and 5 without remainder is 15, and then for example 30, 45, so on. Okay, let's run the test again. Npm test. Okay, we failed because we are expecting to receive pineapple and we haven't received any yet, unfortunately. So let's fix this as well. To make a test pass, we just need to write another else if statement. Is multiple should be 3, oh sorry, value should be number and divisor should be 3, and also another is multiple function. Value will be number, divisor will be 5. Numbers dot push pineapple. Okay, let's run the test again. It is going to fail again, and I will explain soon why it failed. So as you see, it failed because we haven't received any pineapple still. The reason of this is, firstly, it will check if number is divisible by 3 or not. If it's divisible, it will push pine. If it's not divisible by 3 without remainder, and then it will check if number is divisible by 5 or not. If it's divisible by 5, it will just push apple and it will not check this statement. So to fix this bug, we need to put this statement in the first, so it can check the if number is divisible by 3 and also 5 firstly, and then it can move to 3 and 5. So for this, I'm just going to copy and paste this to my first conditional, and I will make pineapple, and I will do this 3 pine, and else if it's multiple of 5, it will print apple. Okay, let's run the test again. Okay, and it passed. So as a refactoring, what we can do now, I think we can use ternary operator instead of the if else statement. It can make less and more clear code for us. So to do this, we can still create a const numbers empty array and then for loop, but we don't need to write those if else statements. Just gonna delete all of them. I will just do numbers dot push and then here I can create another const is multiple 5, for example, equal to is multiple number divisor 5, and then another constant for 3 as well. So inside of the push method, as I said, I will use the ternary operator. So is multiple 5 and is multiple 3. Output should be pineapple. if not is multiple 3, output should be fine, if not is multiple 5, output should be apple, if not it should be number itself. So let me format it so we can see easily. I'm using Prettier to format my code. So yes, now it seems clear. Okay, and let's run our test again. Okay, as you see, our test passed and we did refactoring as well. So now what we can do is, you can add more test cases and you can update your production code, such as you can create a fruit array and then you can call your fruits from fruit array. I'm just going to write another test cases in here as well. For example, expect is multiple should be 10 to 7, for example, and then to be false because it's not divisible. 10 is not divisible by 7 without reminder. So let me run this as well again and run test and PM test. Yeah. Okay, one failed. Let's look. Because of syntax error, this should be to be, and now we are going to pass. Okay, all test cases, and let's look at the console. We are getting the correct output. Yeah. So the last thing that I want to talk about is code coverage, which measure our test. If we tested all line of our code or not. To do this, we just need to type npm tests coverage collect coverage from equal to okay, it seems now it works. Yes, and as you see, all files 100, and we checked all lines 100% as well. Is multiple tested, pineapple GC passed it, all tests passed, perfect. So thank you so much for everyone who watched this video so far. I tried to explain test-driven development principles, and we sorted a challenge with following test-driven development principles using JavaScript and Jest. However, if you want to learn more about test-driven development, I published an article on Medium. You can look at that as well. I will paste the link under the video, which is Learn Test Driven Development TDD article on Medium. Thank you so much, everyone, again, and happy coding.